Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj ki Jai. We didn't feed you enough lunch prasad, that's why. So, who's here for the very first time today? Anyone here for the very first time? Vidur Das from Baltimore. So whenever someone comes to this temple for the very first time, what do? So I just wanted to give you a brief introduction about Maharaj. Anyone else for the very first time? What is your name? Deva Darshan. From? From UK. From London. So Deva Darshi Prabhu here from London. Let's give him a funny hearty welcome. Anyone else here for the very first time? Anyone here for the second time? Second time. When was the first time?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So give him another welcome for his second. So we're very fortunate that we have His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj is a direct disciple of Srila Prabhupada. And he's one of the senior-most disciples of Srila Prabhupada. He's dedicated his very life, every minute of his time, in spreading the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, traveling around the world, fulfilling the prophecy of Nityananda Prabhu and under the direct guidance of his spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. And we're very fortunate, he actually doesn't always talk too much about him. We're very fortunate that he makes a trip once a year to come to Nipanihati Dham. So I'm going to end it here and let's give Maharaj the best Panihati welcome that we can. Also along with us we have Bhakti Anugraha Janardhan Swami. He was the traveling servant of Maharaj and now he's assisting Maharaj in his preaching activities around the world.
Hare Krishna. I suppose you start the lecture at 4:45. I'm a little late. So how many of you were here last night for the program? I think the Super Saturday Prabhupada attracts a big crowd. I think we make it up in the next 7 days. So we want to welcome all of you to our Sunday program. Every temple in ISKCON has a Sunday program. Prabhupada established ISKCON nearly 50 years ago. As I said last night, this year we celebrate Prabhupada sailing from India. Next year we celebrate incorporation of ISKCON. So Prabhupada opened the first ISKCON temple in '66 and he started the Sunday feast. Prabhupada knew then a day will come when most of ISKCON devotees will be staying at home. So the Sunday program offers us a wonderful opportunity to associate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So as I said, the Sunday program was designed by Prabhupada to encourage those who live at home and practice Krishna consciousness to come to the temple on Sundays. When you come to the temple on Sundays, you take part in temple activities. You take part in the kirtan for the Lord, in the arati, hear the lecture, and ultimately, what's the last item on the agenda? Krishna. All over the world, one pattern has been observed. If there are 200 people for the lecture, there will be 400 people for prasad. So sometimes people say, why is this like that? It appears that some people are attracted to prasad and some to philosophy. So very sometimes devotees say, oh, we should charge those who come later. Our philosophy is, come, doesn't matter what the reason is. Prabhupada, when he first opened the first temple in New York, he would personally cook the Sunday feast. Samosas, rasgullas, kachoris, and many halwas. And many devotee people would come just for the feast. Prabhupada didn't mind it. And many of them ended up becoming devotees. So it doesn't matter how we get attracted to Krishna. The real goal is get attracted to the all attractive. Can anyone be more attractive than God?
No.
Can anyone be more beautiful than Krishna?
No.
More stronger?
No.
Most renounced? Most famous? Most knowledgeable?
No.
More stronger physically?
No.
Parsimony, the father of Vyasadeva, gave the following explanation of God. Many people claim to be God these days, isn't it? True, false?
Yes.
So many. If you were to go to Haridwar, for example, in North India, you'll find in front of the various ashrams, the guru is called Bhagwan so-and-so. And this phenomenon is also there in other parts of the world, in different ways. But who is the real Bhagavan? If you're all Bhagavan, who is the real Bhagavan? The Prashamani offers a nice definition. He says the real Bhagavan is one who possesses 6 qualities to an unlimited degree, simultaneously at the same time. Aishwarya Savargrasya. He is the wealthiest of all. Then Viryasha. He is the strongest. Ishashashya. He is the most famous, the most beautiful, the most knowledgeable, and the most renounced. So you may say, oh, we have rich people also. You may have somebody who is the richest man in the world, but he may not be the strongest man. I once saw a picture of one of the sheikhs of Middle East, and the caption was, richest man of the world. I thought Bill Gates was the richest, but anyway. The sheikh had his picture, richest man of the world. But if you look at his picture, he was short, weak, and I think a 10-year-old American could knock him out. So my point is, he's not necessarily the strongest man. Then you may come, I don't know who won the Olympics last time for being the strong, best wrestler. You may come up with someone who is the best wrestler, but he may not be rich at the same time. Then he may have somebody who is knowledgeable, but he may not be renounced at the same time. But Krishna, or God, is one, possesses all these 6 qualities in an unlimited degree at the same time. Prabhupada was once reading the deities at our Brooklyn temple in New York. And he was reading the deities accompanied by the playing of the Govinda Mahadi Prasam tape. And Prabhupada started his lecture by saying, Govinda Mahadi Prasam Tamamaham Bhajami. We are worshipping the real God, not some imitation God or fabricated God. So this Krishna conscious movement is presenting the philosophy by which you can render pure devotional service. Before I start, we have limited time, and I selected chapter 9 Bhagavad Gita, text 27 for discussion. But before that, before I start, I would like to know, how many of you would like to be happy in life? Everyone. Okay, how many of you are really happy at the moment? I would expect more devotees to say. Okay. And how many of you would like to endeavor to find real happiness? Anyway, an endeavor, make it up. So, Krishna presents the path of pure happiness. Brahma Buddha Prasanatma, and so is the eventually. One who stands in the situation is automatically joyful. In the 7th canto, you read about the instructions of Prahlad Maharaj. He had the great fortune of receiving spiritual knowledge when he was in the womb of his mother. Prahlad Maharaj said, Na te vidam swartagatim Vishnu. People do not know how real happiness can be found. At least one thing we can say for certainty. So all of you sitting here, do you know that if you want real happiness, you have to turn to God? Alright. There are so many people in society, I'm sure you have experience. You call your friends, relatives to come to the temple. And what do they say? Sorry, I'm too busy. Next time I'll come. And the next time never comes. There's always some excuse or the other. They are unfortunate. They don't understand how real happiness can be found. So Krishna consciousness presents the pure path of spirituality, pure path that leads to happiness. But this is real happiness, not false happiness. The happiness you get by material activities are temporary. You may be the wealthiest man, the most famous man, but how long will it last? Permanently? No. So Krishna is instructing us in the Bhagavad Gita how to lead this human life. Just like when you buy an expensive product, along with that product, you get a manual that tells you how to use the product, how not to use. Alright? And if you follow the manual, you're safe. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita is like a spiritual manual. Tells you what to do, what not to do. Bhagavad Gita is the oldest book of knowledge on the planet. In the 4th chapter, Krishna gives a history of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, I imparted this knowledge to the sun god Vivaswan, who in turn imparted it to Manu, the father of mankind, and who in turn imparted it to Ikshvaku. King Ikshvaku is a king in whose dynasty Lord Rama appeared at the commencement of which you got? Treta Yuga. But in course of time, the knowledge was lost, and therefore, I'm giving it to you again, because you are my confidential friend and devotee. So the point is, if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we have to approach it with the agency of devotee. There have been, as you know, innumerable translations of the Bhagavad Gita, over 600. But this Bhagavad Gita as it is, has been more devotees than any other translation. Why? Because Prabhupada presented the pure philosophy without any distortion, without any desire to attract mass following. He wanted people to know, to get the real message. Bhagavad Gita establishes the position of the Supreme Lord. Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The Supreme Lord is speaking. And what does the Lord speak? Knowledge. Knowledge of who is benefit, our benefit. Krishna in the 9th chapter says, Raja Vidya, this knowledge is the king of education. So there are many types of knowledge, but this knowledge is the most perfect of all. But this knowledge helps you to understand what should be the goal of life. So Bhagavad Gita establishes the position of Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the Supreme Lord is speaking. Then the Bhagavad Gita in the 2nd chapter establishes the position of the Jiva. Jiva means living entity. Within the body there is a soul. Krishna gives a nice example. He says, just like we discard our old clothes and wear new clothes, the soul leaves one body and takes on another body. Is this hard to comprehend? We can see in our own lives how our bodies are changing all the time. How old are you today? You look the same that you did 22 years ago. No, I just use it because our bodies are constantly changing. So, in other words, we are reincarnating all the time. Reincarnation, or the principle of reincarnation, is also supported in other scriptures. In the Bible, you can correct me if I'm wrong, it said, what shall I do if I gain the whole world but suffer the loss of their eternal soul? In other words, recognizes the soul is eternal. So Bhagavad Gita Bhagavad Gita in the 2nd chapter makes it clear for the soul there is never birth or death. And Krishna gives an example. Just like we discard our old clothes and wear new clothes, the soul leaves one body and takes on another body. This leads us to another question, which is, if you're going to take on another body, what's the agency that's going to decide what type of body you should get? Someone may say, well, I'm going to get another body, I want to be Bill Gates. In the next life, I'm going to be a sheikh. So, what's going to decide? Who knows? There are several witnesses to all our activities. The sun, the moon, the stars, these are all the eyes of the Lord. And above all, the Lord as the Paramatma is witnessing, keeping a track of all our activities. So we should be aware that all our activities are constantly being monitored. And as they say in English, in the Bible it says, As you sow, you shall reap. So that principle is based on the law of karma. The law of karma says, as you act, you'll be rewarded accordingly. So Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter explains the difference between the body and the soul. By and large today, people identify with the body, am I right? And what do? Identify with the body. If we tell a man how handsome or beautiful he looks, he feels flattered. If we tell someone how ugly you look, he feels insulted. So because everyone is concerned about beautifying the body. How many times a day you go in front of the mirror to see, have your looks improved? People carry mirrors in their pockets, hoping that every minute their beauty may be increasing. Actually, it is only Krishna's beauty that increases every minute. So, this illusion will be destroyed by being aware of the knowledge of the second chapter. Then the Bhagavad Gita also discusses the issue of Prakriti or nature. It explains how this material nature is working under the direction of the Lord. For example, as some of you are aware, right now there's a severe drought in California. Did you know that? There's a severe drought. And there's a drought in many parts of the world, and so on. Prakriti strikes in various ways. Earthquakes, floods. We had this devastating earthquake in Nepal a few months ago. Someone will say, oh, but that all these earthquakes happen in Asia. They don't happen in our part of the world. They can happen anywhere. So Kalaya Vashashana. So Prakriti works in the direction of the Lord. And then Krishna also discusses the issue of time. Time. Who is representative of his time? Time I am, the destroyer of everything. Time destroys everything. You have a beautiful and handsome body today, but time will make sure your body doesn't remain beautiful or handsome for long. You buy a new product, you're very proud of it. The time will make sure it doesn't look new for long. Is that true? The time virtually destroys everything. And then there's karma, vikarma, akarma. Krishna gives us the instruction and leaves it up to us to decide which path we want to follow. Just like as citizens of the United States of America, you have the freedom to follow the laws of the state or not to follow. Based on how we respond, we are rewarded or punished accordingly. So similarly, Krishna gives us knowledge and guides us to work for His pleasure. We can't abstain from action. Sometimes people think, if I take to a spiritual path, I'll lose interest in performing action. No. If you take to a spiritual path, you will understand that I should dedicate all my actions for the pleasure of the Lord. That is Krishna consciousness. Just like Krishna told Arjuna, with your mind and intelligence dedicated to me, take part in your duty as a Kshatriya. So, if you permit, I want to read a verse from the Bhagavad Gita and discuss that briefly. It's a very famous verse and a very easy verse to chant. Would you like to chant after me? Yes. I was told that most of you were Sanskrit Pandits. Is that true or false? Oh, they told me, Lana Temple, especially when the Sunday program is full of pandits. Okay. Yad Karoshi, Yad Ashnasi, Yajosi, Gadasya, Yad Tapasyasi, Monteya, Yad Kurushva, Narpanam. Same sloka, little faster. Yad Karoshi, Yad Ashnasi, Yajosi Dadasya, Tapasyasi Kaunteya, Yad Kurushva Narpanam, Yad Karoshi, Yad Ashnasi, Yajosi Dadasya, Tapasyasi Kaunteya, Any of you has memorized this sloka? You can copy. In some exams, they permit copying. Okay. They have the open book exam.
Translation. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. Purport. Thus, it is a duty of everyone to mold his life in such a way that he will not forget Krishna in any circumstance. Everyone has to work for the maintenance of his body and soul together, and Krishna recommends herein that one should work for him. Everyone has to eat something to live, therefore he should accept the remnants of foodstuffs offered to Krishna. Any civilized man has to perform some religious ritualistic ceremonies. Therefore Krishna recommends, do it for me, and this is called archana. Everyone has a tendency to give something in charity. Krishna says, give it to me. And this means that all surplus money accumulated should be utilized in furthering the Krishna consciousness movement. Nowadays, people are very much inclined to the meditational processes, which is not practical in this age. But if anyone practices meditating on Krishna 24 hours a day by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra round his beads, he is surely the greatest meditator and the greatest yogi, as substantiated by the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
This was the purpose of the word. Right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So this verse, as I'm sure you heard this before many times, no one has this verse memorized? 41, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're shy in the picture. Or 10 of you have memorized this verse. It's one of the famous verses of the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna here is giving us some practical guideline. The Lord is infallible, which means He never makes any mistakes. And the instruction by the Lord is also infallible. So what is Krishna saying? Whatever you do. So is there anyone in this assembly who doesn't do anything? Is there anyone? I'm sure all of you either do a job or business or a housewife or study, am I right? So everyone has some activity or the other. It's not possible to remain inactive. What does Krishna say? Whatever you do it as an offering to me. Let's say you're doing a job or business. Your goal is you want to make a profit. Yes, but with a profit, I want to build a nice temple in Atlanta. But someone would say, no, first I want to build my house. The last temple's last on my list. We were devotees who think, oh, this is being built by the presence of the Lord. I go to the Middle East sometimes. And in the Middle East, as some of you may be aware, every few blocks there's a mosque. You walk for 2 minutes and there's a mosque. For 2 minutes there's a mosque. It's amazing. So I asked the devotees there, who built this mosque? Is it built by the government? They said, no, it's built by individuals. Mohammedan's mentality is, before I build my house, first I must make the masjid for the Lord. Then I'll think about making my house. Whereas our approach is, first I'll make my house, then for each of my children, and make sure there is no reserve in the bank. And then if some change is left over, I can build the something. That's our mentality. So is that true or false? Okay. So Krishna says, whatever you do it as an offering unto me. So you may have some skills, you may have some special abilities, just like I had 2 devotees today who showed me pictures of their paintings. When Prabhupada started the Krishna conscious movement, he wanted to publish his books. And then he saw that there were devotees joining the movement who had painting skills. So Prabhupada told them to paint for Krishna. And in the books, there are beautiful paintings. So whatever skills you may have. Hare Krishna. So whatever skills you have, Krishna says, do it for me. Then, whatever you eat, do devotees eat?
Yes.
You don't follow the example of Dhruva Maharaj? Dhruva Maharaj, when he went to the forest to look for God, first month, he ate every 3 days. And what did he eat? Fruits and berries, and for monkeys. Second month, once every 6 days. Dry grass. Third month, stop that also. Water, once in 9 days. How would you like to follow this diet? If we advocated this diet, you'd probably not come back to the Hare Krishna. So, we advocate exactly the opposite. You can have a feast every day. No problem. But there's one catch. Eat only Krishna Prasad. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, those who eat without offering to me are eating only sin. If you eat, what do? Eat Krishna Prasad. If you eat Krishna Prasad, just by eating, Prasad means mercy of the Lord. Krishna Prasad is food mixed with the saliva of the Lord. And if you eat Krishna Prasad, just by eating Prasad, it will get purified. Of course, if you chant along with it, it's better. But Prasad is very good. So Krishna is not saying, don't eat. Krishna is saying, eat. And spaghetti, pizzas, what else? Pulao, samosas. But first offer it to me. And if you offer it to Krishna, then it becomes Krishna Prasad. The Krishna says, whatever you eat, offer it to me. Then Krishna says, whatever you offer or give away. So, we give away charity. Krishna says, dedicate that to me also. There are different types of charity that one can engage in. But the highest charity is helping spirit give knowledge about God. And this is the highest charity welfare activity one can engage in. You will do some philanthropic work. We are not condemning philanthropic work. But if you don't change people's consciousness, then that philanthropic work has no value. So Krishna is saying, whatever you give away, do it unto me. Whatever austerities you perform, so there are different types of austerity. There are some austerities that are performed for the pleasure of the Lord, and some austerities we perform for our own survival. Frankly, living in the material world in Kali Yuga is also a great austerity. True?
Yes.
And in many parts of the world, in America still, even though it is austerity, it is by far the sweetest of austerities. But in some parts of the world, where the austerities are a lot bitter. So you have to perform austerities. So why not perform austerities for the pleasure of the Lord? In the 5th canto, you read about the instructions of Lord Rishabdev. Lord Rishabdev was an incarnation of God. And he had 100 sons, and he educated them for the purpose of human life. The Lord Rishabdev says, Tapo devyam puttaka yena sattvam, shudayena smadhavam sokyamanandam. My dear sons, perform austerities for the pleasure of the Lord. Now, you may say, if I perform austerities, what am I going to get in exchange? True, false? Some of you may say, is there anything in exchange for me? So, who knows the answer? You're going to get something in exchange. And that is nicely explained by Lord Rishabdev. He says, if you engage in austerity for the pleasure of the Lord, in exchange you will have unending spiritual happiness. Spiritual happiness is ending, as we said earlier. Spiritual happiness is unending. Prabhupada gives to give an example. The waves of the ocean, there's a limit. There's no limit to the height of the wave of the spiritual ocean. So when we perform austerity for the pleasure of the Lord, you realize unending spiritual happiness. So what's the austerity we perform? With the tongue, chant the holy names of the Lord. With the tongue, engage in Krishna Katha. And if you don't chant the names of the Lord, if you don't engage in Krishna Katha, what is the tongue going to do? What's the tongue going to do? Prajalpa, or engage in mundane talk. Engage in mundane activity. You have to eat. If you don't eat Krishna Prasad, what will you eat? Exactly the opposite. And Krishna says, Patra Puspam Palam Toya. If you offer me with love and devotion, you will leave, I will accept it. So if you want to eat for the pleasure of the Lord. The mind is very active. So the mind, what should we do with the mind? As Krishna, as he explains in the 6th chapter, this mind is the best of friends. And the mind, when it dwells on spiritual topics, is the best of friends. And when the mind dwells on spiritual topics, it becomes the source of bondage. So, Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita that we should mold our life in such a way that we never forget Krishna and always remember Krishna. In the Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami, there are many rules and regulations. But in the end it is said, for the purpose of all these rules and regulations is to always remember Krishna and. So if you're a businessman, your goal is to make profit, am I right? If you're doing any activity, your goal is to make some profit. So the goal in spiritual life should be always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. And that is attainable if we take to this chanting process. In the Bhagavatam we read that Parikshit Maharaj inquired, how will people in Kali Yuga be saved? Parikshit Maharaj had heard about the description of the hellish planets. He had heard of people who will be suffering for the sinful reaction. And when we read the fifth canto, 5 minutes more, hellish planets. How many of you have read that? Okay. If you only knew the punishment you're going to get in hell for the different sinful activities you're doing, you would have the second thought. People are too scared to test the fifth canto. Anyway, the point is, the Parikshit Maharaj, he was concerned, how will people in Kali Yuga be saved? So, being concerned, he asked Shukadeva Goswami a question. How will people in Kali Yuga be saved? Just like our devotees go out to preach, they do Harinam, they go on the streets, they go house to house. Why? They want everyone to be saved. Just like Prabhupada came to America at the age of 70. There wasn't one ISKCON devotee. Today there are millions all over the world. How? By preaching and association. So Parikshit Maharaj's concern was, how can people be saved from going to hell? So he said, how can people be saved from going to hell? So Shukadeva Goswami said, Kale Dosya Nidaraja. Okay, Kali Yuga is full of vices. But there is one benediction in this age. Kirtana Deva Krishna Mukta Sakata. And the chanting of the holy name. So this chanting of the holy name is the prime medium through which we can cleanse the heart and realize anything spiritual happening. So we should all take to this path. This is not concocted. This is authoritative. And it is supported in the scriptures. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu freely distributed this process of love of God. And he had predicted that the holy name would be chanted in every town and village of the world. So today, due to the efforts of Prabhupada and his followers, the holy name is being chanted everywhere. And we request everyone to please take to the chanting process. Many times we realize, yes, I'll chant, but not today, tomorrow. And some people say, chant, and they hear the response, can't. But all of you sitting here have sincerity. If you didn't have sincerity, you wouldn't have come here. How many of you come to the temple every Sunday? I thought all of you would raise your hand. I want to request all of you, make it a point to come to the temple every Sunday. Is there anything to lose? If we were to charge admission fees, let's say $10 or $20, and some of you may say, hey, these guys are out to make money, that's why they want us to go. But we don't charge any fees. Do we charge people fees? No. We are giving you the path of pure happiness. When you come to the temple, you have darshan of the beautiful deities. You hear the kirtan, you hear the philosophy, and in the end, I know many people, they say, on Sundays, we close our kitchen. Why? On Sundays, we go to the Hare Krishna for meals. We don't mind, close your kitchen. But come to the temple, get spiritual association. Spiritual association will help you to pursue spiritual life. So, this is our simple request. Please share, as I said the other day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has listed 5 activities to be most important, at least 4. Be in devotee association. So if you come every Sunday, you'll get spiritual association. And if you come every Sunday, you'll hear about the glories of the holy name. So if you chant and that will inspire you to chant the holy name. Read the Srimad Bhagavatam or the Bhagavad Gita. Read this great book of knowledge and worship the Lord with faith and reverence. At least do the first 2. Come to the temple, stay in devotee association and chant Hare Krishna. If you do these 2 activities, it will be of great help in making spiritual advancement. So very happy to be here, and it's a humble request. Please try and come every Sunday to the temple. When you come to the temple, have darshan of the Lord, bow down before the Lord. What do you get in exchange? You get unlimited blessings of the Lord. But if some of you feel, oh, I have enough blessings, I don't need anything, then you don't have to go. But if you want the Lord's blessings, then make an effort. Come to the temple. And on Sundays, traffic is pretty light also. Alright? That's another fact. If you told me to come in busy hours, it would be tough. The Sundays the roads are almost empty. So come every Sunday, have darshan of the Lord and get blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.